examples, I will demonstrate the TVM solver as well. Okay. All right. Here's our first one, but it's actually the previous example, right? Mary here, as we can see, she's putting $100 into our IRA, into her IRA account, and she's earning, again, 9% interest. It's the same example from before. We want to know how much money she's going to have in the account 20 years later, okay? We're going to use the TVM solver. But again, just like before, the compounding frequency, you know how often it's compounded, that's not stated explicitly. So we're assuming that the frequency of the compounding frequency is the same as how often she makes deposits. So in this case, since she's making monthly deposits, the account is being compounded monthly. So n is 12 in other words. So little n is 12. Okay, so she's making monthly deposits of $100, right? So because of that, we have PMT is negative 100. Okay, it's negative 100 because again, she's making deposits. That's a cash outflow. It's going away from her. The I is 9%, right? The interest rate APR is 9%. So I we leave as a decimal, which is, excuse me, as a percent, which is 9. N times T, right? That's capital N, 12 times 20, which is 240. We want to know how much will be in the account, excuse me, how much will be in the account later. So FV is what we want to figure out. PV, okay, right? PV, okay, that is 0. There's nothing in there initially. And these two are just 12. P dash Y and C dash, excuse me, P slash Y and C slash Y. These two are both 12. The number of compounding periods per year, the number of payments per year, okay? All right, so now let's use the TVM solver. Okay. So let's put the stuff in. So where is it? Right, N we said is 12 times 20, 240. I is 9. PV, right, that's 0. There's nothing in the account. PMT is is negative 100. We want to know what FV is, so let's leave that alone. P slash Y and C slash Y, that's the number of compounding periods per year. So that's 12. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. Now we want to know what FV is, right? So we click that button, and we get this. It looks like $66,788.69, which is exactly what we had before, so we got the same answer. But if you did make PMT positive without thinking, your FV would actually be just negative. I mean, I guess technically you're saying it's an outflow when it's really not. But for us, it really doesn't make much of a difference. Okay? Good. So that's what we have here. Good. All right, so that's an example. Well, that was fun. Let's do some others. Actually, wait, let me ask this first. I think everyone's understanding this. So I know it's kind of hard to tell because you haven't tried it on your own yet, but hopefully we'll get to that. If not today, then definitely Tuesday of next week. right, let me stop this. Okay. Again, I did email you the lecture notes. I will post the complete notes once I can, when I'm able to, when I can, I mean, as soon as I can. Let's do another example. So here's another example. Okay, so let's assume that we're going to assume that we want to have $250,000 in our account when we retire, you know, in 30 years. Okay, again, it's hypothetical. And it turns out the account we're going to have will have an interest rate of 8%. It'll have an interest rate of 8%. Okay, the question now is, how much do we need to deposit each month to meet the goal? In other words, what must our monthly deposit be? That's what we're asking in order to accomplish this. Okay, so again, R is our annual interest rate as a decimal. So R is 0.08. And, right, that's how many times it's compounded a year, which is the same as how many times we're making deposits. That's monthly, each month, and it's 12. T, 30, right? T is 30, okay? You know, it's going on for 30 years. The amount that we want to have, which is capital A, is $250,000. That's our balance. That's what we want the balance to have. And we want to see what our monthly payment must be, what PMT must be to accomplish that. So we're going to use the formula here, okay? We're going to use that formula, but we have to figure out what PMT is. And we're going to substitute all this in here. Okay. Here, let me, okay, so what you want to do is solve for PMT. So basically what I did here, I did it for the other class, was you're going to multiply both sides by this down here, as you can see. Right? You're going to multiply both sides by that. That kills off what's down here, it cancels. You get this over here. Then, what do you do next? You're going to divide the top, right? Both sides you're going to divide by this because you want PMT to be alone, and you end up with this thing, as you can see. Okay. And now what's PMT then? Again, you could do this in a calculator. As it says, I actually did it using Microsoft Excel. There's no formula in there, but as it says here, I put the top in a cell, and I put the bottom here in a cell, then I divided. So that's how I calculated this. If you need help with that, don't be afraid to ask me. But you can use your calculator, though. But this is what we get. So this is what the monthly payment must be then to accomplish this. Okay. Good. Okay, that was fun. Now, what I want to do next then, okay, wait, let me, so again, this is the formula. Again, it really just like any formula, figuring out what has to go into it and solving for the unknown. So this is what we have to do here. Okay, well, now we can solve this using that Tvm solver. Okay? I mean, here, though, you have to figure out what the parameters are given the problem. So remember, capital N is little n times little t, right? 12 times 30. What is that? That's 360. I is our percent, which is 8. You don't write it as a decimal here. PV is 0, and that's because there's nothing in the account initially. So there's nothing starting out in there. You know, there's no principal. PMT is what we're looking for, so we'll skip that. FV, that's how much we want the account to have, you know, after 30 years. And just like before, we're making 12 payments a year, monthly payments. So both of these are going to be 12. These are, again, they're always equal to each other. I mean, theoretically, I want to say they don't have to be, but for this class, they will be equal. Okay, with that said, let's now verify this is what TVM gives us. So let me stop this. It's really annoying because I can't share more than one thing at once. There it is. Here it comes. Okay, let me clear this. Okay. So let me go through that with you. Okay. Right here. Okay, so again, capital N, right? That's 30 times 12. I don't know if I can do that, but no, oh, it did. Wow, nice. So basically I typed in 30 times 12, which is the same as 360. I is 8, okay? PV is 0, there's nothing in there initially. PMT, let's leave that alone because we're looking for that. FV is 250,000. Good. E over Y is 12. Oh, no, not 112, 12. And C/Y is 12. We want PMT, right? So we click that, and you get negative 16774. Again, the negative just means that the money's going out from us. It's an outflow. You know, it's going into an account. What matters most for us is that we got the 167.74. That's what matters most for us. I don't know if I said this, but also the link for GeoGebra, that the TVM Solver, that's also on Blackboard in the content section. It's right by actually the link for my YouTube account where the lecture videos are.